Hey, Coach Darnay here. I am actually coming to you today to talk to you about love. In honor of Valentine's Day, the celebration of love itself, I wanted to, I know that's not the pagan holiday tradition. First of all, let me tell you, before all of those Christians out there are getting ready to pull out the books and go through all this stuff. I know, but in America, in our tradition that we use it for, it is about celebrating love. So, what I wanted to do was I wanted to just tell you about my Valentine's Day experiences in the past and how living a life in 4G has changed my Valentine's Day experiences. So, first Valentine's Day was all about the smoochy loves, right? And I got flowers and I got candy, and that's what I grew up thinking that Valentine's Day was all about. It was about, giving the love from the boyfriend to the girlfriend or from the husband to the wife. And it was about getting presents and getting, really beautiful flowers and things like that. That were tokens of affection. And then, as time would have it and life goes on, you get your heart broken, you go through this, you go through that, you go through the other. You grow up and you get stuff. So stuff, for me, resulted in me actually boycotting Valentine's Day. So, yeah, I boycotted Valentine's Day. That's real funny. How can you boycott a holiday? Well, you do it a couple different ways. You actually decide that you're going to celebrate the next holiday or re-celebrate the last holiday. So I would either celebrate President's Day, I would celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which was always fun because I would just be the only person celebrating St. Patrick's Day in February. Or I would, boycott the day altogether. People say, Happy Valentine's Day. And I'd be like, whatever. Not really responding to what was the true essence of the day that's dedicated to love is all about. And this year was a turning point for me. And I wanted to share with you the things that made it a turning point for me. The first thing is I learned throughout the years of my journey, going through my life map, my journals, my prayer, my meditation, spending time with God, really listening to where I'm supposed to be in this world as opposed to where I'm not supposed to be in this world, opening myself up to look in the mirror at all the good stuff and all the bad stuff, and giving myself the opportunity to grow from there, heal from there, and learn a different me. And in doing so, guess what happened this year? This year, I woke up ecstatic about Valentine's Day. But not so much ecstatic about getting gifts and getting presents because, I didn't get that. I woke up ecstatic about love. I woke up ecstatic about the blessings that are in my life. And I woke up ecstatic about actually loving my life. Like on a different level, loving my life, right? And I know that has to do with me taking the mask off, showing my scars to myself, doing mirror work, learning to do the mirror work, and looking at myself, writing down my affirmations like the ones you see behind me. You've seen my life map before. You've seen that up. You've seen my vision boards. You've seen all of those things. All of that stuff has everything to do with why I have progressed to the point where I actually love love. I do. I love the eternal part of love. The part of love that when you give it, it never comes back to you the same way. It's like a reciprocal, eternal kind of thing that just continues to bounce from one person to another. Not from, but through one person to another. So I think that love is actually one of the coolest emotions that we have. Because it allows you to share something that is so pure and so available to you and to everybody at the same time that when you share it, you actually get it back. Either from that person or from that person and another person. It's like it used to be a song, Love is Contagious. I don't know where that came from. But love actually is contagious. It's like a smile. When you smile at somebody, it's very hard for them to not smile back at you. Even if they're in a funky mood, or even if you're in the funky mood, you have to work to not smile back at somebody. It's the same kind of thing with love. You have to work really hard to not receive love. You have to work really hard to allow your pain and your hurt to be first, so that it blocks the love from coming to you. You have to work really hard to put something in your mind that is unforgiveness. You have to study that thing. You have to plant roots in order to get that thing to work. Not the same with love. Love is always a timeless, beautiful emotion that was here before humans got here. And it's going to be here long after the next few bajillion beings come into be, women, humans, babies, men, everything. And if you think about it, love happens person to person, but it happens in so many different relationships. It happens mother-child. It happens father-child. It happens mother-father. It happens brother-sister. It happens extended family. It happens family nucleus. It happens by you adopting people into your life. It happens by you sharing yourself with other people. It happens with just growing and learning a lot about you. It gets you to the place where you actually love more because you can't help it. I know that when I woke up yesterday, when I woke up today, and in fact, when I've waken up the last few days, just pondering the idea of the love that's in this world, I was overwhelmed. And I'm overwhelmed now. I was overwhelmed with the beauty of love, with the beauty of how kind and how gentle love excuse me, actually is and can be. How all-enveloping love is. How beneficial love is. How love actually raises you up. How love actually gives you a push forward. How it wraps itself around you to make you warm. I was overwhelmed with love this week. Not just because, I'm in love. And being in love is beautiful. Having a significant other, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, having a significant other makes life grand. But having no one, your life should still be grand because you've learned to love you. So here are the tips that I have for you for learning to love yourself. Tip number 1. And I know this might sound crazy, but if you have anything about yourself that you don't like, your physical body, take your clothes off, stand in the mirror, and compliment those pieces of you. And accept those pieces of you with love. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you hear stuff in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that tells you that you're not the best at this, that, or the other, write yourself a love letter. The most beautiful love letter that you can absolutely write yourself. Write yourself that love letter. And don't stick it somewhere where you can't find it. Put it on your wall. And every time you walk past that love letter, stop. Take a few minutes and read it to yourself out loud, so that you hear a different thought from your head about yourself. And eventually, those negative things about you not being, oh my God, look at the pounds, oh my God, look at that, oh, I don't like my, and my hair, and all of that stuff will disappear eventually. And you'll even stop negative self-chatter eventually, because you have accepted yourself in love. The other part is find a connection to the eternal. And by that I mean, for me, finding the connection to the eternal is serving God, doing everything I possibly can in my life, including As you can hear, the cat is going crazy. There's a cat in my house now. But the cat comes with my son. Well, my son comes with the cat, I should say. And I'd rather have him in my household with a cat because I love him and I accept his stuff than to not have him around. So accepting those things in your environment that are just about the person being in your world, loving you, accepting you, and building yourself up a family of friends and extended people in your life. Reaching out. Jim Rohn, I've said this before, Jim Rohn says, clean it all up. And by clean it all up, he means get your stuff in order emotionally with other people. So if you have disdain or anger or hurt towards another person, whether they're here or whether they're gone on to eternity, make peace with them. If you have to write them a letter and burn it, if you have to give yourself the opportunity to be pissed off at the person for a while, and then time it and say, this is it, because emotion, let me say this, emotion is something that you control. So you control how long you're angry at somebody. Yes, you do. So if you've been angry at someone for 25 or 30 years or 40, 50 years, you've controlled that all this time. You've held on to that, and until you let that part of it go, love can't flow in that area. That doesn't mean that love won't be in your life, but in that spot, light and darkness cannot be in the same place. It doesn't work that way. So you can't have love and hate in the same spot. You can't have love and hurt in the same spot either. So if you are hurting, give yourself the opportunity to acknowledge the hurt and to heal from the hurt. How do you acknowledge the hurt? You acknowledge the hurt by searching your inner self. I've gotten pretty decent at acknowledging my hurt. And what that means for me is a video diary. I have a bunch of them now. I do journaling, but I've also started doing video diaries because they are super cleansing. I'm a talky person. I'm a writer person too, but I'm really a talky person. So the video diaries, nobody's ever going to see them. If I want to delete them, I can. But I say everything I want to say about every subject that I need to say it about. If I have to cry, I commit to the cry and let it out. If I have to analyze myself in terms of what's going on here, why am I feeling this way, why am I doing things this way, why is this happening this way, I literally talk it out in the video. Good example, a couple of weeks ago, I was eating. I think I told you about me eating. And I realized that I was eating something else. I wasn't eating the food. I was stuffing emotion. And I don't want to stuff my emotion. I think that that is very unhealthy. So rather than stuff my emotions, I've got to the root of it through a video diary. Did my cry. And once I cried, it was done. It was like freeing, and I was done. So the third thing is make sure that you, fourth thing is that make sure that you accept your own stuff and work to free yourself from it. Write yourself a love letter. Stand in the mirror, absolutely naked, and look at yourself. And tell yourself how beautiful you are. Get connected to the eternal. Get connected to your Creator. Get connected to the eternal love that's around this world. And take your mindset to a different place about love. Because we have two choices in life. We can believe the truth or we can believe a lie. And that's up to us. See, the truth of the matter is love is real. But the lie that I used to tell myself when my husband and I split up and I went to a wedding is that they were lying to each other. Well, actually, she wasn't lying because she meant it, but he didn't mean it. That's what I used to say under my breath. But then I realized that that was just me talking from a hurt place. And I worked through that. So now I absolutely wish people well. I love them with everything that I have. Love strangers. Be kind. Practice kindness. And then you will gush with love. I gush with love these days, peeps. So I'm just telling you that there are ways to enhance your life, to make it better, so that you will actually love the life that you live in every form, in every facet. You'll love the people that you hang out with. You'll love everything about your life. So I'm gushing with love on the Celebration of Love week. And I say, from my heart to yours, oh, I love you, peeps. I do. I love you. And I really want you to live the best life that you can possibly live. And for us, that is life in 4G. Life in 4G is living in God, living a life of giving, living a life of gratitude, and living unapologetically in your greatness. With or without the little ponytail sticking up in your head, making you look crazy on camera. I love you, peeps. Love yourselves so that you can love other people.